What is up, everybody? I'm having a great day. I hope you are too. No scarf today, but I do realize I am looking a little bit Amish with this hat on, so that's kind of funny. Anyways, this is episode 3 of Collector Story Time. I'm going to give a third swing at this. Video 1, the analytics are not looking very good, so we'll see how this pans out. I think that, hopefully the daily upload factor starts snowballing in my favor here pretty soon. But we're really trying to make something work here. For those of you who don't know, I am a collector. I've been back in the space of Pokemon cards for 6 years in adulthood, and then obviously like the whole WotC era, Nintendo EX era, time frame I was collecting when I was a child. I'm going through this series and just kind of showcasing various parts of my collection and sharing them with you all. Today, I'm actually going to be discussing this card, which just so happens to be the only Scyther that I know. Well, I shouldn't say the only Scyther auto with a sketch, but this is the only Midori Harada Scyther autograph with a sketch. Midori Harada has signed 2 other, to my knowledge, Aquapolis Scythers. I have almost bought one of the other copies. I believe it is in Europe, maybe Italy or Spain, if I remember correctly. But it's just kind of like a kanji autograph, so written in Japanese. No like English signature, no personalization that I recall. Yeah, no personalization, and also no sketch. This one popped up on eBay 2 years ago at this time, and it was graded a near mint 7, auto 9. And I just thought that kind of looked ugly. I negotiated with the seller, and I believe I purchased this card for about $150. After having it in my collection for a little while, I sent it back to PSA to get reholdered and relabeled just as a straight authentic auto 9. And the reason I went with authentic instead of like a formal number grade is because I think it's kind of irrelevant. The condition of the card is not at all what I'm focusing on. It's not at all what any other collector of autos, at least, I think, would be focusing on. The thing that's important here is the actual signature itself and the fact that it has a sketch, which is a little bit derpy, but it's also a little bit unique. And I kind of like that. Now, it is personalized to Antonio. Antonio is the individual whom I bought it from. I do not remember his eBay name, nor do I believe I saved it. But shout out to Antonio. Really cool card. Thank you for selling it to me. This individual did have a few other signed cards available at the time that I purchased this, and I don't remember exactly what they were, but obviously I'm mostly just a Scyther collector, so this is the one that caught my eye. And it is kind of like a one-of-one at this time, unless Harada goes on a signing spree and everybody takes their Aquapolis Scythers in to get sketches, which could happen, I suppose. But then this would still be the first, which is also pretty sick. This is the only signed card that I own in my collection from an illustrator. That is, I do have a whole binder page full of cards signed by friends of mine in the hobby. Some notable names include Dan Ketchum All Collectibles, Professor Oak. I've got a DeGreen Shiz, Diglett Potter is a hilarious one. Let's see, now I've started naming names, and I feel really bad if I don't. I've got a signed Swordsman of Landstar from a pack that I opened with Ruxin at Charlotte Collecticon. I have an autographed Raging Bolt EX from Quilly. I've got a Grass Energy from Double B. And maybe a couple of others, but I think that is the highlight run as it stands for now. I'm amazed that I don't have any autograph cards from Gumbrave. We've exchanged, care packages multiple times over the course of our hobby friendship, but we've never actually exchanged a signed card. So Gump, if you're watching this, we have to make that happen. With that said, this is just a neat little piece of my collection. I don't think that this is a $1 million card or anything like that. This is a Scyther card I've never had listed on my eBay store. Nor do I have any intent at this time to move on from this piece. It's just a really cool one. It's like, not only is this such a whimsical artwork, Midori Harada did a nice job of just capturing a non-aggressive Scyther, which almost never happens. If you ever look at the history of Scyther cards, which you probably haven't before, But if you look at all the actual TCG artworks, the official TCG artworks of Scyther, almost all of them have some kind of like scowling, aggressive face. I'm thinking even the other Aquapolis Scyther, he's kind of charging the frame. Obviously, Rocket Scyther that I talked about in yesterday's video is awfully menacing. The original Jungle Scyther, he does have like a little bit of a like, you know, angry face going on. And so it just kind of happened. It tends to be a little bit more of an aggressively portrayed Pokemon, but Harada did not do that in this one. Instead, she has just kind of this lackadaisical, you know, Scyther's just almost floating away, or it's almost like the wind is blowing him out of the frame. And I think that's so cool. At one point in time, I owned this card in 10, in both, you know, in every variant, in English and Japanese. But ultimately, I let those other copies go because I own this one, which is kind of like the penultimate Aquapolis Scyther version of this card, right? So, I don't know. There's that. This is a pretty cool one. I would love to know in the comments down below, do you have any autographed cards by official TCG illustrators or otherwise? I would love to know what you've got brewing in your binder or your slab case down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.